Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, 41 verse. This is very special as it explains the qualities of a person, of his mind and working, and depending upon quality, his position in the society and vision of the society in different type of working things, which is based on qualities of a person, not on the family person is born or as per birthright or birth loss or benefit. So it says, Brahmana, Akshatriya, Vishya, Shudrancha, Parnat, Karmani, Prabhi Bhaktani, Sab Bhav Prabhev Gune. So when we have to understand every word of it, this is Sanskrit, where the words are combined and we have to understand every word of it. So like here he says, the God says, as per the song of God, at that time in Indian society and ancient society, there were main type of persons were the fighters and the rulers. So will fight, they will rule. They may not do anything else. They will just on the ways of their ability to fight and conquer and be strongest will be the ruler. So he will not be able to, he will can be challenged or he has defeated others. So then there is the people who get some type of education and pass it on to other people. So, and the ones who get into agriculture and the ones who get into doing the other jobs of household jobs and other jobs of cutting hair and doing massage and cleaning and all these things. So these were the ancient, these type of people were there, and there was no like from the birth like that. But eventually in Indian society it came to be like that they bound it from the birth, which was a very big fault in Indian society, which is now stopped as per law. And like by example, there was some reformist movements, like our family belonged to that reformist movement, which does not recognize this caste system. That was called an Arya Samaj, that you are all Aryans origin. Aryan, like Iran is Aryan, or Germans consider themselves Aryan race. So this Aryan race is a Caucasian race. They say that got mixed with all these places. So this is all, some are myths and mythology, and some are politics, and some are the other things. I am not going to detail of that. Let us come back to this thing. So here it says that Lord Krishna says, uses another name for Arjuna to him at that time, 5,000 years back. He was delivering this song of God. So one name is Parnat, Parnatpa. That means Parnatpa. That means that he is the destroyer of the enemies. Like in most non-violent sects like Jainism, also their basic prayer starts with Arihanto, means the killer. The killer, but here the killer is the killer of the bad thoughts, bad senses, and distraction. So one has controlled one's senses, cannot make the person enslaved, or the mind cannot enslave the person. And he has overpowered and destroyed those enemies which were trying to drive him by force or her by force, and is sensible to think what is right and what is wrong, and takes the right path as per the directions, the connection with God and divinity, and his wisdom and thinking in the right way. So that means that that the person who has like conquered this distractions, and to him he is saying that you understand that the society is divided into different type of places of the people who will have higher place, lower place, this place, that place, which is always in society. Somebody is a chief minister or prime minister, and then either the person should have qualities, or the persons like in South Korea, North Korea also, that is from generation to generation it is passing. Now it is maybe third generation. In India also, prime ministership passed from generation to generation. Many other parts of the states also, like Kashmir also, it's passing from Abdullah to Abdullah. So always this is, but in case of earlier in India, the kings used to be decided upon depending upon their qualities. Like in Egypt, pharaohs used to be selected due to their qualities of being a builder, being a very good philosopher, being a very good fighter, a well-read person, a very healthy person with sound mind, and as compared to others, the best person. So that thing here, Lord is saying that karmani parvit bhaktani sab prabhav ve gune. So this is very important, that this will depend upon whether you will become the giving the education to others and taking education and other delivering education, or you will become a fighter at that time 5,000 years back, or you will be going for trades, like traders will be, or you will be doing the menial jobs of serving, doing this and that job. Now these jobs require, he says, depending upon this, it will depend upon what is your nature, and what is your nature and mixture of nature, what you have qualities in you, which are inborn qualities or acquired qualities. So here it is said that there are three main things in this: heaven, earth, and hell, or they say in Indian countries something substantially below the land, earthly land. There is well Patal Lok, where the people who live with lesser quality, and there are many other things, the best of heavens and the worst of hells, and all these things. So, but they say the human beings, all human beings, are not the best and they're not the worst. So, any human being who is human being born as human being or animal on this planet, so that is not a perfect person. So, many person, like in Indian society, there was sectism, casteism. So that means that whosoever you may say yourself to be of very high caste, or say somebody to be a lower caste, this is not true, because those who are born as humans, they are not gods, and they are not devils, which they are not in the hell or heaven. They are in the middle area. Earth means they have some good qualities and some bad qualities, and mixture of these qualities. But how much they are devoted and what is their nature and what type of work they do, that will depend upon what they evolve themselves and what type of things they choose. So it is basically saying this is, everybody is free to acquire the best of qualities. And it says that saprabhav ve gune. So that means that it will, those things will affect you. What are the qualities? Now, if we go into this, gune is a very big thing. In this thing dwells into, it is divided in Hindu philosophy, divided into three types of basic qualities of a person, and everybody like myself will have a mixture of all these qualities. So these, the first type of qualities is called the balanced qualities, the person having the balance of qualities, and which are truth and truthful, which are called truthful qualities, that is, a person remain happy, always happy. So that circumstances, they say, like a person is born in a very rich family or born in a king's family, So that is one incidence. He will be given some honor as a prince or whatever, may become a king. Or the circumstances are good, like somebody is living in a peaceful environment, good thing. People from India are going, or from Syria and other people going towards Europe. So they say going to good places. But the circumstances change. Now the circumstances change in Europe. So circumstances or family they change, but one's work or the one's own nature, that remains constant, because that is in your hand, in my hand, in your hand. So if one does not depend upon the birth things or on the circumstances which are temporary and for short time, but one develops one own nature to be true nature, and in spite of all the circumstances remains in harmony, uses his wisdom or her wisdom, remains happy, remains pure. And spiritually connected means that you know that spirit is all prevalent, that you respect everybody as equal and deserve the respect as equal. If somebody doesn't respect you as equal, take a U turn and go. No need to fight. So that means that the person is light in body and mind, rather than getting angry and shouting and getting into quarrels or fights. So is self-controlled. His thinking, speech, work, actions have controlled, not uncontrolled, as he keeps on speaking something. Remains concentrated, that the mind is the thoughts and the senses and the work is not squandered. They are concentrated, focused on one place. Having gratitude, like I must have gratitude for the people who have made this ability for me to read this, who have written these books, and given me, made this pen, and made this computer system, internet, made spectacles for me, and these things. This is simulation. Got these buttons. These are not difficult. This shirt and fiber, anything. These books. This fan is running here. Light is there. So I have to have gratitude. My mother and father, my grandparents, my society, everybody in the world who must have contributed something. So gratitude, selflessness. If one is thinking of others, like one in good times, one takes care of others, and in bad times, one manages with whatever, coronavirus time, lockdown time, one manages with whatever ways one can. And in good time, one gets plenty of things. One helps other those who don't have. Remains meditative and non-violent. Non-violent means not thinking bad, not becoming angry and frustrated. Violence towards one's own self. You have to love yourself, your mind. You have not to torture yourself and the spirit and God inside. So you have to remain happy, non-violent, not to speak bad things or to act very badly on small provocations. So all these things, a very positive personality, those are called the higher class of qualities. So these, I will repeat: remains happy always, remains in harmony, is kind, self-controlled, is spiritually connected to the divinity, is compassionate, has purity, and is light in body and mind, is self-controlled and concentrated, having gratitude, and is selfless, meditative, non-violent. He is not violent. So these are the qualities. So second, this is important to understand, because these things will ultimately place a person, depending what work one does and his position in the society. So second is society. This is the purity of mind. So such persons who are such things, they will not be going to become a ruler always, because they will not be killing people and becoming amassing power and wealth to be able to rule, and doing the politics and dirty politics and dirty tricks. So they are pure and hearted persons who will have to live depending upon that, happy in all circumstances, and they educate themselves and devote time, help others. Like that's all the best of qualities. So, what second time is the ruling class, the king, the rulers, those who have flickering mind. flickering mind. Sometimes this thing they don't have a constant mind, or constantly not happy, not constantly in harmony, not using wisdom always, flickering mind, and they are overactive. And so they are enthusiastic to do something, that they must do that thing. Okay, we do this, we conquer this, we achieve this, having a lot of desires to do these things. And is there self-indulgence? I want this, I want Mercedes, I want Rolls Royce. One Rolls Royce is not enough. I want to be the most powerful person. I want more political power, more economic power, like that. Maybe as a country also, like one can be like that. And they but still they are self-controlled. They then only they will be able to do this. And they have fear. They have fear that somebody may attack them, so they act in that fear. Lot of wars and other things are taking place in the world because of fear from harm from others. And they get depressed if they don't have, like, they are not always happy, they get depressed, and out of depression and anxiety, then they bounce back. They are selfish. Like earlier we has, they are excited. They become excited. Yeah, 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 like that. And they're workaholics. Like, they will not sit down and meditate and, okay, whatever is there, let us relax and let us, now we have worked, now time to remain happy and relax. But they like keep on working, working, achieving, achieving, and ambitious, of course, ambitious. And they are dedicated to work and achievers. They always create chaos in the life, because out of chaos, the things like you have to have the milk, you have to then churn the milk to get butter, or this thing, churning of the things. uh, they become angry, because by anger, by directing your anger in a proper way, they can achieve something towards whom, when, and how much. So these things, the negative qualities, they have control, and they use those negative qualities like anxiety, depression, anger, and they can harm others for some benefit. Like the first quality, they will harm no one even if they are having some loss. Second quality will harm somebody if they are benefit. So because they want to get that benefit, want to snatch by hook or crook, or by diplomacy, or by power or sheer force. So then they grow stronger and stronger by using other people as stepping stones, not the first people who consider everybody as equal. So this is the second type of thing, quality of a person. The third quality of a person is cynical behavior, which is they are underactive. They are not that active, lazy, sleeping down, not willing to get up, not willing to work, and they are selfish and uncaring. They don't take care of their own cleanliness, their surrounding cleanliness, and they take bad old food, like they take, maybe foul smelling food also they eat. Okay, don't need to work for a healthy food, healthy living. So they will not work to achieve even the normal things of their life. They will say, let it come easily through somebody gives, okay, take that. What comes in life, okay, take that. May not be of a standard. So they are illusions that they are okay, happy and healthy. Actually, they are not healthy and happy and getting the things which they deserve as human beings. And but they are greedy. But they, everybody is needy, and but they greedy. They want to have things, but they don't want to work for it, and so they are in confusion. They think, why this thing is not happening. They are not themselves trying to do something and achieve something, so they are in confusion. And so they are into a negative personality of dullness, mental dullness, and ignorance. They don't work hard to get the knowledge and apply that knowledge and experience, and they think properly. So the upper qualities are lacking in them. So what happens with them, that easy life and easy way. Like if you have to fight, you have to be, if you want to fight, you have to be ready to die and get injured. If you want to educate yourself, then you have to spend some time with a fixed mind. Like I was in school or college, Then I read an article of Sri Aurobindo, who was a great saint in Pondicherry and a freedom fighter. And he had written that it was the light was off and there was heat by Pondicherry, by seaside. He was at Pondicherry. So there was sweating and there are a lot of flies. But he was reading and writing. He used to write, and reading and writing. So that way, it is not easy to acquire knowledge and to become educated person. So if you have to do trade, then you have to be ready to have losses. You have to be entrepreneur or industrious. You have to make connection. You have to go places. Now this is Corona time. So people are changing to trades, which can be possible. The way it is possible, it is difficult. But some people who will take risk, they will, or who will change to changing circumstances, may do some trade. Ultimately, the people are thinking of exit policy. Those who will sit without thinking, without doing, without taking risk, they will come down. So it is here Lord says that these people, all of them, anybody in the world who is a human, who is not a god, or he is not a demon, who is not in heaven or not in hell, he is a human being on earth, has the mixture of these personalities. And because the birth gave some advantage, but it will not be a permanent advantage. And the circumstances gave some advantage or disadvantage, or birth gave some advantage or disadvantage, which are not permanent. So here it's a big guide to human beings that don't get disheartened or elated by the advantages or disadvantages of your birthrights or your circumstances. You develop your qualities and work for your qualities. This is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. It asks everybody to work, to not to think of what you have or what you don't have, but try to keep rising by your own personal effort, taking this God's teaching and blessings. So that way it says that these three, there is nobody, even animals, who are deprived of these three types of qualities. And it will depend that what place you get in your life. You will become the leader, the ruler, a very highly educated person, a very nice person to earn money and have these things, or you will be deprived of these things. These are not dependent on your birth or circumstances. These are dependent on your qualities, and these are the qualities. So God is telling you that go for the qualities. And some people, like to, in Indian society, they try to fix the people that as per birth. Of course it has an influence on the birth. Like my family was from, my father was a politician and social worker and MLA and freedom fighter, and they had businesses, and some people had industries. But I became a doctor out of my own choice. So I exercised my choice. And when I did my graduation, my father gave me an offer. He said, marry the daughter of my closest friend, have a car, and have two clinics, uh, and settle down at your home. This is the flat I have made for you. I remained silent and I went for my post graduation on my own. And in the beginning, I did not ask for money and he did not give me. And I managed. And then the government gave some stipend. I had a research project from where the money, my boss, Dr. Amarjit Singh, got me a research project. Niba Sulf VS Neosporin in clean surgical cases. And the government started giving stipends. So I had extra money. So, like this, you have to struggle against the circumstances or against the family you are born with, because those advantages or disadvantages will not be permanent. But this will be permanent. Your own thinking, your own emotions, your own character and your qualities. Glory to Lord Krishna, glory to Lord Vishnu, and glory to God. And this is a great lesson for anybody that one can achieve anything by oneself, one's quality. Never think you are born in this family which is poor or is disgraced or the circumstances are bad. Don't blame your family or circumstances or the country you are born, the society you are in. Believe in yourself, believe in your qualities and remain motivated. God is with you, God is in everyone. They are all human beings are same, and you just try your best to acquire the best qualities and you will be the best. This is what God says in the song of God. We shall meet again.